You may notice a trend here. Some frequent Civivi videos, and that is because I just think they're cool, and have pretty much included them in every knife order I put in now. So let's take a look and see what we got here. Welcome to Cards and Sharps, everybody. Hope y'all are doing well. Hope you're having a good spring, safe and healthy. And first of all, as you know, with Civivi you get this really cool carrying case, or I'd say storage case, because how many people can carry a knife in a case? I guess if you're just packing it in your suitcase, couldn't fly with it, you can pack it in this, and then when you get to where you're going, you can take it out and carry it. And also with Civivi, you get your instructions and care, and then you get the cloth, and always very nice touch. Gives you a feeling that you're getting something of quality, like a fine instrument. And what we have here, you probably will somewhat recognize the design as a Elijah Isham. A lot of his knives kind of have this look, kind of a fantasy kind of thing going on. Kind of like a, something kind of spacey looking, or very fantasy type, but just unique. And with Civivi, you can own an Isham design at a fairly reasonable price point, and you get all the trappings that you get with Civivi, which is good build quality, good materials, good fit and finish, and presented in a very nice way. All right, let's kind of touch on some of the features here. Just under 8 inches overall length, which a lot of that is blade. That blade comes in at 3.45, so just under 3.5 inches. With a 3.375 cutting edge. Width is going to be 1.125, which is fairly wide blade, but on the length that it has, it does not look out of proportion at all. Still very sleek looking. The thickness is 0.12, which is not overly thick. It's a fairly thin, it's a svelte knife. I mean, it looks like it would cut through air as well as it would cut through paper. Very aerodynamic looking. Just in case you need your knife to be aerodynamic. Blade material is D2, which is will be a good quality tool steel. Not as good a corrosion resistance as some of your higher end steels, but a very good strong steel, holds the edge fairly well. Not overly difficult to resharpen. So all in all, it's a good, reliable knife still. This is probably not one you're going to be taking out in the woods and cleaning and gutting fish with and getting it wet and exposed to high corrosive type environments. I don't know, maybe you will. Pull that out and when you're fishing, impress your buddies. Got a good flat grind blade, satin finish, plain edge. Your handle comes in at 4.45, which 4.5 inch handle should feel pretty substantial, but the way it's cut out here, you're getting nearly an inch of handle kind of beyond here. So you're if you got larger hands, you might feel like you're holding on because it tapers down kind of thin, but that shape gives you kind of a hold on area. Fits my hands well with medium-sized hands. I don't feel like I'm reaching or having to hang on to the edge or anything like that. I feel like I got a good purchase on it. This one is black G10 with black carbon fiber inlay. Just, carbon fiber just has that luxurious feel to it. G10 feels good, and it's got a raise to that carbon fiber, so you don't feel like you have a overly slick handle. No really hot spots. The way your hand fits in it, don't feel any areas that's going to really irritate your hand or anything. Got a nice deep carry pocket clip. And looks very, very handsome closed. I think you can kind of get a preview of the unique look you're going to get when you once you open it. And very similar to pretty much anything you've seen from Isham. I mean, they're pretty much, he's one of them designers that you can pretty much identify on no matter which brand it is. It's a liner lock. Easy enough to access and close one hand. The flipper is almost a forward flip, and it's not assisted open or anything, but just the Civivis are just so smooth that it's like you just flick, and then it's like the blade just takes off and it continues on without any effort, and it's got a nice nice click sound to it when it closes and opens. The model is the Plethiros, which it sounds Greek, but from what I've heard with some others is that's just a made-up name. He wanted to give it a Greek-sounding name, and it sounds Greek, but apparently it does not mean anything in Greek. Finish is very good, as I said. Blade is tight as can be, no give to it at all. The lockup is about 50% on that liner lock. And one thing I noticed here that I didn't really catch it when I was looking at pictures of it is you have a little bit of just a slight choling here that you can get your finger in there, and if you're doing some detail work, which that helps, because I mean with that longer blade and the way you feel you're kind of behind, quite a ways behind the blade, it kind of feels like if you really want to do some detail stuff, you're not in there with the control. But that does allow some choke up to get in there and do some fine work, and it's just enough where you feel like you can do it and not really be too risked at sliding up the sharp edge of the blade. All in all, when you're down in like that, you shouldn't be doing anything that you're going to be putting that much force on it anyway. If you are, then you'd want something with a deeper choil. Got one laying here, something like this Polar. That's got a choil that you can choke up and hit it just as hard as you can. Anyway, you're holding it. But that's just a nice little touch to give you a feeling of being able to, like you scraping something, little stickers off or something like that. That feels like you could get in there and do that without, and be more detailed with it. But nice deep carry clip, I think I mentioned that already. No jimping on the back. the way your hand is gripping, it's a down ramp right here. So you feel like you got a good hold of it like that. Would like to see the little jumping right here just to kind of go with that choke. But like I said, you're probably not going to be putting enough pressure on it where it's going to be an issue. But a little bit of maybe some jumping right in there would just make you feel just a little bit better about things. But that's nitpicky. Pocket clip is reversible for left-hand carry, and it's weight-wise not a problem as far as I would carry this knife. Perfectly centered on the blade. You just I know the Civivi is Wee's budget line, and I guess a knife that comes in somewhere between 75 and 80 bucks is, compared to the price of Wee knives, is considered a budget. It's a little higher than what most people would probably call budget range. It's a good value knife, I'll call it that. And you're going to look like you have a quality knife, I think, if you present this. You take that out at office, you're probably going to scare the crap out of people because it is pretty aggressive looking. People that appreciate knives are going to be, I think, pretty much wowed. Whether it's their taste in knives as far as what they'd want for themselves, that could go either way. But I still think a knife person is going to be appreciative of the styling with that. Probably not my personal taste as far as what I'd choose or carry, but there's no denying that it's a unique looking knife and very stylish, and I enjoy looking at it. So this might be a knife I'll keep around just to look at, or show it to the buddies, just say, hey, look at my cool knife. And I think it fits that bill very well. All right, what do you guys think? I've done a few Civivi knives. This one's probably, they're all kind of, they have a lot of styling. This one's probably a little less conventional than the others I've done. And I'm a fan. I have become a fan of Civivi for sure. So let me guys know what you think. And do you like Civivi? Do you like this kind of styling? Would you consider owning something like this? Love to hear from you and have your thoughts on it. And I guess that's all I can think of. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and give me a like and subscribe, and we'll bring more knives your way. All right, we'll see you guys next time.